say power! Union! 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 Union!
That's our state senator.
It's great to be here today because it's so good to see you out here looking strong, looking committed, looking dedicated. You know, I spent my life in the labor movement. I only became a state senator in my retirement. 42 years with the United Auto Workers, and I've seen workers struggle to get the rights and the benefits and the respect that they deserve. But I've lived in this community for 30 years, and I know what this hospital means to our community. It's an incredible resource for our community. It's an incredible asset for our community. But it's all of that because of you, because of the people who work here and take care of us. I was here at the hospital for 6 days in October taking care of my husband, and I slept in a chair, and it was uncomfortable, but I was there because the PCTs and the nurses were stretched so thin. They had so many patients, they couldn't provide the care that he needed. And I didn't blame them. I commiserated with them. I supported them. I understood. When they were in the room, they were amazing. But when you have 17 patients, you can't be in the room at the call button's first request. And I get that. And I understood it. We owe his life to all of you. He was seriously ill, but he recovered because of you, because of the care he got at this hospital. Now we know that this hospital has plenty of money. That is clear. And it's going to have even more money when the merger or acquisition takes place. But what's really critical is that that comes to all of you. You need a living wage. You need the respect that a living wage gives you. And we're out here today to say it's time, New Vance. You've been in negotiations for a long time. It's time to settle, and to settle with a contract that gives you the respect that you so deserve. So I'm here with you. I support you. I communicate that to the hospital every time I see them. And they know that they have to do better. So keep it up. You know the saying is one day longer, and you've got Jess here, and you've got people from what used to be Western Rehab, new name now. You have people in solidarity with you, and the community will stand with you when the message is out. And that's why you're here today. So be strong, be committed. One day longer. What do you want?
Contract!
When do you want it?
Now!
What do you want?
Contract!
When do you want it?
Now!
What do you want?
Contract!
When do you want it?
Now!
Make some noise!
Thank you. Thank you so much, Julie. And Jess, you want to come up and say a couple words?
Good morning, everybody.
Morning.
How do you feel today? Pumped up? All right. Ready to go? There we go. I want to thank the tough act to follow after the senator. All the stuff that she says, I definitely co-sign, like the important work you do, what that means to the communities and yourselves. But I'm going to talk a little bit about my life in the labor movement. So my name is Jess Corbett. I am the president of the Western Connecticut Area Labor Federation. I come out of Unite Here Local 34, which is the clerical and technical union at Yale University. I'm an organizer with them for the last 7 or 8 years. I do community and political organizing, running campaigns in and around New Haven, and I've been in lots of different places in the country with my union to help save democracy and fight for working people, and I feel really lucky to have had those opportunities. But before all that, and before like fancy titles, I was a union member at Yale. The way I got there was that my mom got me the job. My mom was raised, me and my brother, my siblings, were raised by a single mom who did her best, but it was a real struggle at times, especially when we were younger. Using all the resources that are out there for families that are struggling, and there are not enough. We have, luckily in Connecticut, we have like strong legislators like the senator here who is fighting for those opportunities, but it's not enough for folks. And at the worst of times, I remember one Christmas being homeless when I was 11 or 12 living in a motel with a Christmas tree in the corner with me, my mom, my brother in like a 60 square foot room. Fast forward a couple years through ups and downs, my mom got a job at Yale University through a local hiring program. And she went to school at Gateway Community College, and it guaranteed her job placement at Yale into a union position. It was the first time we had a stable, secure income and job in the household, and it completely changed everything almost overnight. She was able to take sick days. She was able to stay home with my little sisters who had come along in the intervening years when they got sick. And fast forward a little bit more time, and this September will be 3 years since my mom retired from Yale into a house that she bought. So she went from being homeless with 2 young kids to being able to retire with dignity and security. And now she gets to go on vacation and be a full-time grandma, and that's something that every working person should have the opportunity to do. But what I saw along the way, I've been at Yale for 24 years. My mom got me the job, and I'm thankful for that every day. There's the material things they gave me. We have world-class wages. We have a really rich employer. Yale, I know you guys have heard of it. It's a pretty rich place. They have a $50 billion endowment. We have world-class wages. We have great benefits. But the thing that it gave me was actually some say in my day-to-day life. It was the first job I ever had where I didn't have to laugh at my boss's stupid jokes. I never once went golfing with my boss, despite all the invitations. And it allowed me and my coworkers and my union siblings to be out there in the streets like you guys are now, fighting and advocating for our own lives. I worked in the healthcare field too, advocating for our patients and what they need. And I can't imagine what my life, what impact it would have had without having a union job. I don't have much else to say besides that, the stuff that you guys are doing today and every day in and out of the shop, standing up for yourselves, standing with your coworkers and your union siblings is important, and it is heroic. And not enough people are doing this, and I applaud you every single day that you're out here doing this. So keep up the good work, because it affects every single person in your family and your community and future generations of workers and patients here. So thank you for the opportunity.
I gotta say one more thing, because whenever I get up here, I forget things. But then I think about them after I say, oh, why didn't I say that? So what I want to say is that I know that for many years you did not have a union. And when Jess was talking, it was reminding me what it was like before you had a union. And I know Jessica worked on this for many, many years, because my son Oli, some of you might remember him, he tried in that first effort to help you. But I want to say to Dave and to Jessica and to all of you, having a union is what's making a difference. The fact that you're out here today and you're organized, can you imagine if you didn't have a union? You couldn't do this. And I sit in the legislature and I listen to my opposition, and the leading senator opposing me always talks about workers should have the liberty and the freedom to negotiate by themselves for better conditions. You shouldn't tell them they need paid sick days. You shouldn't tell them they need paid family medical leave. If they want that, let a worker negotiate that. Maybe they want money instead of sick days. And I think that's so ridiculous, because we know that when you don't have a union, when you're here on your own, no individual can take on the power and the money behind this hospital. It just would never happen. But since you've got a union, you have that power, you have that ability. And so, I don't know how I could have forgotten to say it, but the union is everything. And when I see you out here organized and proud, that I know you're strong and that you're stronger together. So congratulations on having your union and being in negotiations.
Thank you so much.